how to deal with any HR problems in your business. Welcome back, you're watching Luciana. Today I'm back again, and today I'm here to help you with your HR problems, because most of your business owners have businesses and running them sometimes becomes a hassle. Sometimes you hire someone or you hire people to help you out in your business, and most of the time they create more work or they just don't deliver on what they promise. So how do you deal with it? Because most of the time you hire an employee and there are tasks that you expect them to carry out, and these tasks are not carried out, or there is some kind of miscommunication, or you thought the employee would do their work and they don't do their work, or the employee delivers their work but actually maybe the attitude of the employee is not that good. So how do you deal with this, and how do you make sure it doesn't affect your company and productivity of your company? So, because when you hire someone, you expect them to improve productivity, and if these people are not producing, you know what to do, guys. So, most of the time, the short answer should be fire them, but this is easily said than done, because most of the time, getting an employee to work for you or recruiting someone takes a very long time, and if this person doesn't fit in, it also takes a long time to replace this person. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to deal with these things and how to solve some issues around your HR in your small company, and see if you can really sustain productivity of your company and also deliver services to generate more revenue for your company without having interferences of your employees pulling you down and trying to get problems for your company. So this is how I try to evaluate when I'm hiring or dismissing an employee. So you evaluate what is the added value this employee has to your company. What skill is this employee providing to your company? Is this skill replaceable? Can someone else carry out this skill easily learned? So if this person is doing a job and the skills they have are really rare, you have to take different steps when dealing with this kind of person, because first of all, this person knows they are irreplaceable, and when an employee gets it into their mind that they are replaceable, they are going to misbehave. So you don't want that kind of attitude or that kind of employee in your company. That employee should be gotten rid of immediately, because that's what you don't want. You don't want people to step all over you. Yeah. So second thing you should also evaluate if this employee skills are really rare is there something in between. Can you find someone else with a better attitude, with maybe less skills, but still can train to get to the level you want? Yeah, if you can find someone to replace that employee with maybe less experience and better attitude, who is going to be willing to learn and also climb that ladder, that's more better than keeping an employee who is unwilling to learn and who feels very comfortable in his position and who thinks is irreplaceable, because those are the kind of things you would never want to deal with in your company, because those employees are going to cost you a lot of energy and a lot of time, in the long run a lot of money, because they'll keep on threatening that they will leave because they have other offers and other companies may be able to hire them because they have rare skills. So you don't need that kind of person in your company. So that kind of person, immediately fire. Find someone to replace him or her and fire this person. Second thing is dealing with an employee who you thought they had the skills and they lied on their resume. You believed what they said in their resume. You maybe didn't check so much. You're like, oh, maybe this and this. So you expect that they know what to do. And when they start carrying out the activities, you've signed a contract and everything is said and done, they start working and then their work isn't up to par. Yeah, this happens a lot of time. I remember once I didn't hire someone, but I was trying to get a partnership with someone to write a business plan for me on a different company I was trying to set up to see if we could get funding. It was just an example. But then I asked this person, like, I'll write the business plan and this and this and this, and if you get funding, I want this kind of money. I was like, okay, that's not a problem. Draft of the business plan showed up, and what I did, I read the first page, and I'm like, okay, something is not right, but that was an intuition. So I went to Google, I typed in, I just copied like one paragraph and pasted it, and then the whole thing came up on Google. So this person just copied and pasted everything from online. They didn't write a single word. Maybe they changed a few words, but it was like 98% pressurized. If you're a business owner and you want to go to investors and pitch your company and you show up with a pressurized document, yeah, it doesn't really seem very professional. So I was really trusted this person because I had an experience with these people, because I've helped them with their startups and they have got funding with companies. So I thought they knew what they were doing. So I was like, okay, let's talk this. Let's see if we can work together. Please help. I have a lot of work. Could you maybe write the proposal and this kind of thing? It's not a bad idea to get information from the internet, but what I really against is people not being able to write their own words. I really, really want people to write their own words. I don't want people who copy and paste, because copying and pasting, you don't learn anything. So in my own kind of way, I was so, so disappointed when I spoke to this person. They were like, oh no, it's nothing with this and this. If you have an employee in your company like this, who you give an assignment and you say, I write a proposal, and they just copy and paste, yeah, this is not how people work. And even though they say on their credentials that they can do this, they can do this, they can do this, they can do this, at the end of the day, if they don't deliver what you want them to deliver, these are not the kind of employees you should continue, because this means they are lazy, they're not willing to put in the work, and they're just waiting for a paycheck at the end of the month for you to pay them without them really doing the work 100%. I'm not saying everyone should work 100%, but at least put in some effort. Copying and pasting, that's not effort. So don't expect money if you're doing copying and pasting. That's also one of the employees you should get rid of immediately. And those kind of employees, make sure that you have like a probation time. You can just fire them in their probation time, like within 1 month, 3 months, trial period. They don't deliver, you just cut the story short and end it, and then find someone else and recruit someone else immediately, because you're going to waste time, because they will never learn. They don't want to put in the work. They may say it's just a mistake, but that mistake just continues. Yeah. Third thing you should be on the lookout for solving your HR problems is, in the case of you have an employee and you've been working well together, and you get some personal problems. So those personal problems are not kind of related to the work. The work is well done, but there's some issues personally. That's very difficult, because when there is a personal involvement between you and an employee, it makes the work environment really difficult to deal with, because most of the people say they can separate work with personal life, but most of the time these two collide. So that's why people say never crap where you eat. This saying is true, because if you have personal issues with your employee or personal issues with each other, how to solve this is just make sure that these people are not doing a really, really irreplaceable task that you have to waste a lot of time finding a replacement, because it will be difficult to replace them or replace whatever issues. So the only advice I would say is solve the personal issues and tell them to leave them out of the office, or they have to sign like an agreement about this personal issue that doesn't have to involve their work situation and not part of the work environment. And also, what you have to bear in mind is you have to separate those two employees if they're working together, or if it's you with another employee. Yeah, that is not ethical and not professional. So what you should do is actually immediately stop working with that employee and find someone else to take over the tasks of that employee in order for your company to survive. Because long run there will be actually real blackmail, like stuff going on, and that's and that and that, and people getting to know your personal things if you're the boss, that you don't want them to know. You don't want to look like not in control of your own company or your own work. So you have to put a stop on whatever is going on, and make sure that this employee doesn't drag you down with your company and also humiliate you. So you have to get rid of that employee as soon as possible too, and make sure that the task that employee is doing is not so difficult to get a replacement for, or find another replacement. The other thing is ungrateful employees. I'm not saying every employee should be grateful. Yeah, you should be grateful that you have work. Of course, you're paid because you're paid for the work you do. But also what I mean by being ungrateful is employees that keep on asking for more money. Yeah, they are not doing more work, they're not bringing something new to the table, and they just only work hours, and they think by coming and just sitting around and wasting maybe 8 hours sitting around and doing nothing, that they're entitled to pay, or they just do one small task and they think, oh, they still have to get money. It's not a bad idea getting money and being paid, but you have to work for it. You have to bring something new to the table. You don't have to be dormant. You have to be engaging and also try to participate in the team. It's not about participation or something, but some employees actually don't pay actively. They only say something when the manager is around, and in real life they actually do nothing. And when someone else who does stuff and says something, they don't want to give that person the chance to actually speak out, because then they are not relevant. If you're also a business owner, you should understand the types of characters you have, because you might have introverts who are not really comfortable expressing themselves or expressing their ideas. You have to judge everyone according to their output, not according to what they are saying, because there's so many people who have a big mouth and actually do nothing at all during work time, or actually provide no value. So you have to look at the value that's being offered on the table. So I hope those tips and tricks will help you evaluate if you can get rid of an employee or keep them, or they're worth being kept, or they're even worth being coached and being trained to be better employees. But if employees are stubborn and they're not willing to learn, and everything you propose to them is not good enough, or they're not interested, that's a waste of time. Don't waste your energy on someone like that. Just stop everything and find someone else who will be able to learn and who will be able to follow the direction of your company. And if you're new here, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you're not a subscriber. Thanks for your support, and there are more videos on this channel to help you run your business, grow your business, market your business, whatever. And there will be a link end card, or click over here, there will also be a link there. And see you in the next video, and bye bye and